Everton have been deducted 2 points for a second breach of Premier League financial rules. Former Toffees striker Kevin Campbell joined Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs earlier on and reacted to the news.
2 deductions in a year. There's got to be questions as far as I'm concerned. 10 points reduced to 6. Fair enough, Everton took it. But another 2, listen, I don't know enough technicality. I'm sure as a player, you feel pretty vindicated, you feel targeted, and you're not going to be happy.
And there you go, the views of Kevin Campbell. I think it's bonkers. Ince thinks it's bonkers. What do you, the Everton fans, think? Let's speak to Adin joins us. Hello, Adin. How are you? Adin?
Hi, lads. You okay?
Yeah, what were you doing the first time I said Adin? What were you doing?
I'm trying to figure out if you were actually saying my name or not. It's Aiden.
Aiden. Oh, I would have spelled it wrong.
That's why I didn't answer.
Adin, he says. I'm like, can you change that if you can actually spell in the back there? Aiden, what would you like to say?
I'm trying to get a bit of clarity around it, to be honest. So, initially, Everton got hit with the 10, which is fair enough, okay. And on appeal, that got reduced, and we got 4 back. How on earth did the Premier League come with Forest getting their 8, and they supposedly worked with the Premier League, where theirs was they got a sporting advantage from their basically breach, whereas Everton didn't. So then, because they worked with the Premier League, that got reduced to 6, and now they're appealing that on the back of it. Whereas everything that the Premier League and that Everton have come out and said is that they work closely together on the initial one. So then to hit us with another 2 points, it just feels like there is a hidden agenda against Everton. And I know other clubs will think, no, you're you're completely off the mark here. But to be hit twice in one season with points deduction that are virtually double what another club has been breached for, when you haven't gained a sporting advantage, when all your basically points have come off of interest payments for a new stadium that you're building for the Premier League, that will make the Premier League more money and look better.
Aidan, what I'll say, I agree with everything you're saying with regards to you think there could be a hidden agenda. What I don't agree with is the fact that if you are overspending, irrelevant of what that overspend is on, you should or shouldn't be deducted points. If there are rules set in place that clubs shouldn't spend more than, 105 million over 3 years, and you break that rule, you should be punished. But
100%. I completely agree.
Irrelevant of whether or not it's a stadium or a player or whatever.
But there should be a difference in terms of if you've gained a sporting advantage on the pitch.
Yeah, but okay, but maybe there should be. But the fact that currently there isn't, right? You have to abide by the rules. I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying is if you break the rules, you have to be punished. But whereas we agree is the fact that there doesn't seem to be any yardstick as to why all of a sudden another 2 points has come off, and then all of a sudden it's 10, and then it's 6. There's no one releases a statement like with the diagram showing how much overspend suggests how many more points you should or shouldn't be deducted. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if you look at Forest's overspend compared to Everton, Forest was larger. So in your mind's eye, and in simple layman's terms, you think, well, Forest have overspent more, they should be docked more points. But it doesn't seem to reflect the rules that the Premier League have kind of set out. And I am all for it. You break the rules, at the end of the day, you broke the rules, you should be punished. But there should be some sort of level across the board, and I know there isn't at the moment. But it's just absolutely outrageous. And if I could use stronger language, then I would.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I hear what you're saying, Aidan. Thanks for your call. Do you agree with what I was saying with regards to irrelevant of why you've overspent? If they're the rules at the moment you've overspent, then that's...
Listen, they're the rules.
Yeah.
And however you want to dress it up and look at it, it's irrelevant about the new stadium and players. They are the rules. You know the rules. You have these meetings before the season starts. These are the rules. I understand he's upset, and like most Evertonians will be, but it's just the timing of it. The only thing I would probably look at it and say the last time they got done 6 points, it galvanised them. And
that's a very good point.
And they started winning games and picking up points. Hopefully this will be the same type of thing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Mark is up next, also a Toffee. Hello, Mark.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm good. How are you feeling today?
Hello, Mark.
I'm absolutely... Hi, Paul. You all right? I'm absolutely gutted, to be honest. I mean, I'm not gutted. I'm baffled. To be fair. And going back what that caller just said, I mean, how and what you said yourself, Andy, about how did he come to the 10 points in originally? It's almost like there was like 10 people in the room and hands up who think the points would be taken off.
Yeah.
And they've gone, 10 points. I mean, how some clarity around that would be really good. How has Forest got 4 points and we've got 6 to begin with, and then how have we now got a further 2? Just some clarity around that would be good. It really would. Now, didn't I also... I think I read somewhere, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that the Premier League are scrapping the PSR because it's not fit for purpose. Well, if they've decided that they're going to scrap it and it's not fit for purpose...
No, that I don't think that's the case.
That's not the case.
No. There are rumours. I've read similar rumours, but as yet, nothing has actually been formally announced.
Okay. But if that was to be formally announced, then surely to God, in retrospect, then points shouldn't have been taken.
Yeah.
You know. But I suppose when that does get announced, if it does get announced, then it's going to be too late anyway.
Yeah, it would be. Mark, thank you for your call. Do you think, Ince, that what we've spoken about, we all sort of agree that it's a little bit bonkers what's gone on? One of the callers, I think it was Mark actually, alluded to the fact that there should be some clarity in exactly how much overspend means X amount of points are taken off you. Do you think we'll ever find out what that is?
No, I don't. In a nutshell,
do you think we won't? Because if the bigger clubs are hit with the same penalty, sanctions rather, they in theory could be in danger of being instantly relegated out of the league, and therefore the Premier League becomes a lot weaker as a brand.
Yeah, financially it becomes weaker, doesn't it? And you probably listen. We're not saying that's the case.
No,
we're not saying. But there is a point when you look at the likes of Forest, you look at the likes of Everton, and and all they keep saying, what about City? What about Chelsea? Why are we not looking into those big teams? Because they're big teams, they're big boys. They're going to have lawyers. They're going to pay fortunes for lawyers to fight these cases. We don't know when this City case is going to actually take place or how long it's going to take. If we were talking about 114 cases. How long is that going to take, Ed? Chelsea, how long is that going to take? And it just seems and I'm not saying Everton's a little club, because Everton is a big, massive club. Let's think about that. It seems that the Premier League just treat them how they want to treat them and don't give any clarity, don't let the people know what's going on, what's the reason behind it. Yes, we understand they're breaking FFP rules. We get that from the revenue. We get that. But there still needs to be some clarity amongst the football fans of Everton and Forest, more so Everton, because they're the ones who've been deducted another 2 points. Why? Because we've been punished. Seems like we've been punished twice for the same thing.
It is bonkers. Forest have spent more and they've got less.
Exactly.
I mean, someone somewhere, in theory, should be able to explain that, but I personally don't think anyone can, because it makes no sense.
But do they have to? That's the question.
No, they don't. You're right. They have no one to answer to. You're right. It's quite embarrassing, actually.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.